Transport. What is transportation? The movement of people and goods from one place to another place by land, water, or air is called transportation. Generally, we use bicycles, bus, car, train, etc. to travel from one place to another. Let us imagine how our transport system works around us. Transportation keeps us comfortable. The transport used in plain areas is different from hilly areas. The mean of transport is based on the physical conditions of the place. Thus, we see that the means of transport used in hilly regions, forest, desert, water, or snow is entirely different. The means of transport is also different in urban and rural areas. First, we learnt about transport in plain areas. The vehicles like cycle, bicycle, bike, car, lorry, bus, etc. move on the roads. In rural areas where there is no proper road facilities, villages use bullock carts, tractors, horse buggies or tangas to travel from their village to nearest towns. Next, transport in hilly areas. In hilly areas, people travel on footpaths only. Animals like donkeys and horses are used to transport goods in their areas. We can see this type of transport at Araku in Visakhapatnam district of Andhra Pradesh. Nowadays, the ropeway is also used as a way of transport in the hilly areas. Now, transport in forest. There are no permanent roads in the forests too. The tribal people who live in Nannamala forest used footpath to travel from one place to another. They walk a long distance to reach the main road to travel in a bus. People carry, particularly the old people or patients, in dollies. The persons who are sick as well as pregnant women find it difficult to reach hospitals in time. Next, transport in deserts. Transport in deserts area is limited. Therefore, the primary means of transport is the camel. Camel can walk easily on the sand. It can also walk long distance without taking water. Hence, the camel is known as the sheep of the desert. The hump of the camel helps it to survive in the hot desert regions without drinking water for weeks. Now we learned about transport in snowy areas. The polar regions are covered with snow all through the year. In such regions, sledges are the most common means of transport. In our country, we find the Himalayas covered with snow. In Himalayas, people travel on yak or donkeys and sledges. Now, let us learn about transport in rivers and canals. In Kashmir, we see boat moving along the Dal Lake. So, the boat is the means of transport. In our state, we find this kind of transport services on the rivers of Godavari and Krishna. There are many Lanka villages in the middle of these rivers. People travel to nearby towns or villages by putti or boats. Now, let us learn about future transport. Scientists are developing high-speed bullet trains, water cars, flying drones to make travel easier and faster. What we have learned: the movement of people and goods from one place to another by land, water, or air is called transportation. The means of transport used in different areas like hills, forests, deserts, water, snow, etc. varies. In rural areas, there are no proper road facilities. The villagers use bullock carts, tractors, horse buggies, or tangas to travel from their village to nearest towns. In hilly areas, people use ropeway to move from one place to another. The most common use of transport for carrying goods in the forests is bullock carts, elephants, etc. Camel is the common means of transport in desert. Sledge carts are used in snowy areas. Boats are the means of water transport.